Hello, everybody. Thank you for the invitation. I don't know if you can hear me. That would be amazing if somebody tell me everything's great. Perfect. So, thank you, James. Thank you, Joe, because for me it's very important to be in this type of forums. And congratulations about the book. I'm waiting to read it. And today we are going to talk about a little bit different how we approach and how we see aging in our skin. Okay, because normally when a patient comes to the clinic and walks into the clinic, we they don't came and normally they don't say, okay, I need something for kill my chronic inflammation, or I need something to improve my VO2 max. They said, I want to look better. Okay, that's the reality. So you are an expert in longevity, which is very important to me because you will understand very good this. But at the end, in the practical clinic, we need to be very educated to all people. So they say, I want to look better. Who wants to look better? Raise your hand. Me too. And aging starts different, and we think if we see a wrinkle, we say, oh, my face is starting to melt down, or my face looks like a melt candle. And the reality here, it's your organs, your internal organs, they are giving you a lot of information. The face and the skin and the wrinkles, it's only the report of that. If we don't see what's going on internal, we cannot fix for a long-term effects. When I start in med school, I remember, and for me it's the same here with a practical clinic. Doctors and my mentors, they used to say, okay, you have fever, you need a pill. If you have an infection, you need an antibiotic. But we never see all the interactions that we can have with the rest of our systems and organs. And it's the same with the skin. If we don't fix your liver, your brain, we don't improve your heartbeats, we don't improve your heart health, everything in your face, it's not gonna look better. Otherwise, we can inject directly into the wrinkle with a filler, or we can use a laser, but we are not improving. We are not. So here, I'm going to talk about a different, I don't know how to, let me check here, because I want to, okay, perfect. Wrinkles doesn't start with the, aging doesn't start with the wrinkles, and if you see a wrinkle, we are late, okay? We are aging. So we have a lot of tools and we'll have a lot of treatments, but we don't care about nutrition, we don't care about movement, and as I told you at the beginning, you are a special group because you are caring about that. But normally patients, they come to fix quick, easy, and cheap. So here I have some recommendations that will improve, and we are trying here at the clinic in Los Cabos to mix two worlds. Because normally we separate the worlds from the aesthetics and the regenerative medicine or longevity, and we miss something very important to me, which is the spirit, as you always say, spirit, the emotions related to your aging process, and also aesthetics. It's a mirror. Everything that you are showing on your face, it comes from a dark side or a very bright side. What is the first sign of aging? What do you think? I would love to hear you. And it's not a wrinkle. Everybody here? Because normally we think it's a wrinkle, but the reality is what's going on with our heart health, what's really going on with our liver, our gut, all the microbiome or the bacteria that we need to improve, that it's closely related to your brain. And all the process of aging, it's very important to be close to that. But what is happening beyond that? If we don't test, and I'm not talking about the expensive tests that we can find in the market. We are talking about to hear and know what is changing every day. When we start in the 20s, 30s, 40s, everything that is related to the hormone balance, to the senescent cells, we, of course, we know a lot of that. But one of them is the immunological system. We are overexposed to and hormone disruptors that it's creating more inflammation in our system, and of course that converts eventually an aging. But beauty, it's not the beginning. It's all the signs of aging. It's when everything is visible, we care about that. We need to start. And I was in a presentation yesterday, and there's a word that for me it's very important, and it's decision. If you have the options, always we have options, but if we don't take a decision to change or improve something, nothing on your face or your skin will improve, never. Okay, discipline and decision, it's very important. Biology, when I was in med school again, and different systems, everything is related. We have small molecules everywhere that it's giving the key to open new pathways to regenerate. But we are aging because we accelerate the process, okay? With nutrition, not activity, very not to have a community, which is very important. You have a very beautiful group there, so that's why you look amazing. I can see your faces from here. Yay! So, biology, when we are talking about this, about cells, about stem cells and exosomes, normally we don't understand how it works. We say always the same speech to all patients. Your stem cells will improve your chronic inflammation, but how it works, where they go, do you have some signals or not? Can improve your immunological system, or it's just to balance and modulate it? The reality, it's different. If we want to treat beauty, we need to understand every single process. That's why biology, systems, and in longevity, it's important. And skin is not cosmetic. It's one of the organs we take care of our heart, our liver, our gut, our legs, but we don't care about skin. And one of the worst things that we can find is skin cancer. But we have millions of disease and millions of signs of aging that it's happening every single day. And normally one of the big venoms that we have is, we say sun, but sun, it's healthy too. It's not a big problem if you are not overexposed. Nutrition, okay, it's not a big deal, because of course I can see here some of the biohackers, but I'm not an extreme biohacker or an extreme doctor. If you want to have a burger, which is delicious, you can have some indulgence once in a while. And also with other things that we have in our normal life. So what kind of signs of aging we can see in our skin? It can turn dry. It can change the color. It can change hydration for sure. And we always said, okay, if we don't have a good hydration, we moisturize and we put some cream. But we are not testing the hormones, which is very good and important part of the anti-aging process. We don't care if we see a small wrinkles or smooth lines, because we have options to improve it. But if we don't decrease our chronic inflammation, if we don't balance our immunological system, at the end, we are not going to see that. Now, remember, your face is a report. Check. I always say to the patients, if you want to see it, because we always see our faces, but go to the mirror, get naked, and see every single spot, because we need to see what is really going on in all our body. Skin, it's not only our face or neck. Remember, your knees, your elbows, your hands, because we have a lot of things and we are overexposed in our hands too. Aging, it's not an aesthetic problem, it's a systemic. If we are having issues where our liver enzymes, that will turn and change the color of your skin. If your skin turns yellow, we think, okay, we are having problems in our liver, but what kind of problems? Or if we turn even around our eyes, we are having maybe some issues with the iron. So every sign that we can see, it can turn in a good aging process. Now, skin organs and longevity, we need to start to match and see it holistic. Okay, everything is connected. Everything it's a one system. Yesterday, I was talking with my dad. He's a doctor. He is from the old school doctors, but now he's turning to see everything that I'm doing it, and he said, "Okay, it's crazy because when all the med school and the health system starts to over specialize doctors, they forget everything else." If you go to your endocrinologist and you say, "Okay, I have a problem on my throat," they say, "Oh, that's for the otorhinolaryngologist." Or if you go with the anesthesiologist or the pain management doctor and you want to improve, I don't know, maybe your hormones, they say, "No, that's not my area." So we need to respect areas, but we need to see holistic, as you can identify it, and of course to refer to the other doctors. If we don't see the whole picture, you always will be part of that system that it's broke, unfortunately. Now, the goal is not to see the surface, it's to influence the system behind it. And that means when we are trying to see only the superficial signs or only a small part of the whole problem, we don't impact in our patients. And it happens when I have a dermatologist at the clinic, and she's very close to her specialty, and she said, "Okay, but the patient, her skin or his skin, it's improving, but he's not improving with his blood sugar levels or cholesterol." And she referred, and I always say, no, we need to help that people. Otherwise, we are wasting time every single day. And if we can improve with some tools or some recommendations or even a treatment, of course we can do it, and we should be doing it. That's the big problem. Here in Mexico, it's a problem, and I think I have a lot of patients from the States and Canada, and they always say the same. Time, it's gold, we know that. But in health, it's more than gold for me. That's my recommendations. And your cells don't fail because disappear. It's because we lost communication every day. If we are not connected, if we are not stimulating your own cells, and cells in different pathways, we have erythrocytes that converts your oxygen and have the hemoglobin, and it has 100 days of life, and it always are multiply and creating a new ones. But we have different type of cells, and we don't know the physiological system and all the physiological pathways. We cannot be connected. That happens when in regenerative medicine we are working with stem cells, exosomes, natural killers, TPE, everything that you know about this. But if we don't know the physiological system, it's not going to match. And that's because we are failing in the treatments because we don't see the big picture. Now, here at the clinic, for me, it's very important. We have 3 different levels. We work at the same time, or we can work in separate. But at the beginning, always we test the patients. After that, we can choose if we want to start with natural killer cells. That helps to kill, 1, your senescent cells, to tumoral cells. Okay, one of my patients, as you know, I talked about this in Radfest last year. My mom, and I'm very happy because at that time, I spoke about her condition. She has a liver condition, cirrhosis related to an autoimmunological disease. And we start last year with the natural killer cells, the last round of cells. And she went to the hepatologist. And finally, I'm very happy to share with you, she's not with cancer again. So I'm happy. And she's very happy. She's going to be active again. Today, we went to have Pilates. And from maybe 5 years before, she started to move again. She doesn't feel that she's dying when she's doing weightlifting. So that's the purpose of this, to have options. If you have options, you have hope always. And the second level of this pyramid, it's exosomes, peptides, bioregulators, which is a new part that we are doing here in Mexico. And at the end, this is a sandwich, okay? Because we have on the top of the sandwich, we have the bread. Later we have the protein, as you wish. It can be chicken, fish, will be the exosomes, peptides, and bioregulators. And now we go to the top. And that means we combine the aesthetic approach with regenerative medicine. So filler, it's a method that we use here in Latin America and some countries from Europe. And it's going to be maybe in 2 years in the States, regulator from the FDA. Sorry, but we need to be under these restrictions. And we combine the exosomes, the stem cells, the natural killers, but also a small part of the fat tissue. We are talking about only 5 cc's of that. We take the stem cells from there, the natural exosomes, and the other one is Procel with the exosomes, and we do an approach stamping all the skin and help with the regenerative process and decreasing the local inflammation and improving your light of your skin, nutrition, without any other product that comes from the outside and that can be interacting and creating immunological response. So we don't want it. We are going to the basics to treat patients for aesthetic purposes. And of course, we have therapies with some lasers and hot devices too. So we are not treating the face. If you don't treat your systems and organs, you will be doing the same to treat only the wrinkles. And we have biology behind that. So it's very important to see that. We are living longer, but not better. We know that. We see on the people, we see it on the screen, and we see it on social media. They are very, very aware to the surface of the problem. If we don't treat inside, nothing is going to improve. So beyond beauty comes biological. It comes a lot of process. This beautiful medicine, science, all the medicine that we needed, it's inside of us. It's everything in our spirit. It's everything in our system. It's everything in our cells. And we know that, but we don't practice every day. I'm very happy that all, at least here in Mexico, they are caring about the emotions. They are caring about the spirit of our patients. We are going back to the basics because we know the formula that we have here in the health systems is not working. It's broke. So if you don't want to age and look better, we are improving our systems. We are improving our tissues. But it's not a big problem if we can improve a little bit our face, our neck, the turkey neck here, blah, 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 blah. So we can improve a lot with some devices, with some approach. But remember, the author of this, it's not the treatments, it's not the doctor, it's not the medical influencer. It's your system. It's your biology. It's yours. Okay, so that's the most important thing here. If you want to know more about this, I leave here my QR. It's going to be to my direct contact. And if you have any question, please, you can always be in contact with me or raise your hand, and I'm very happy to answer all your questions.